Today we are here with the Tony Robbins of fitness,
Yes.
Holly Rilinger.
That's right. Hi.
I said it right?
You said it right. You got it.
I get so self-conscious because I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I'll like screw up names, but Rilinger, I get
I'm
it.
not dyslexic and I get nervous about that, so you're fine.
Woo! I also was telling Holly I got nervous because I ate pizza right before I came in here, and I immediately felt like I needed to tell you and justify it. So that must happen a lot where people are just like apologizing for what they ate.
I
to
mean,
you.
constantly.
Right.
It's like that I expect everyone in the world to be perfect. So,
Right.
by the way, I think I let's see. I had a cookie before I came, so there you go.
What?
We're even.
You had a cookie?
I had a cookie.
Like a health food cookie or a
No,
cookie
but like
cookie?
a regular, straight up chocolate chip cookie.
Holy shit.
There you go. Now you don't feel so bad,
No,
right?
now I don't. But you probably worked out.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Right.
I did. I worked out.
And you discovered that you wanted to be a basketball player at age 6.
Correct.
Was it just like you saw it on TV, or what planted that seed?
So when I was really young, let's say like 4 or 5, I would play with the boys a lot, and we were
Yep.
playing soccer. And my parents, ironically, were really concerned about me getting hurt. Like,
Right.
as it turns out, like I'm the most resilient, like
Yeah,
tough
you were
girl
the
on
one
the planet.
right? Like worry about the other kids.
Yeah, but my parents felt more comfortable with me playing basketball because it wasn't as much of a contact sport.
Okay.
Plus, basketball is easy to practice by yourself. Like,
Right.
You've got a hoop, and so for me, I think I enjoyed it, and there were icons like Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas, and I just remember it being a really exciting time for basketball in the NBA back there. And those,
But you were 6.
but I was 6, yeah,
I can't even remember one thing from when I was 6.
yeah,
So just like as a little 6-year-old, you were like, "This is it."
yeah, man. Like I think I had an incredible imagination, and I would
Yeah.
get out there and I would have that ball in my hands, and I would be able to watch TV and imagine that I was that
Totally.
athlete. And
Totally.
You just get lost in that world.
And would you see women athletes, or were you self-actualizing with guys?
Guys.
See, I do that. I do that with porn, but because I always like watching straight porn. I'm trying to relate here. I'm always
Totally
watching...
relatable. I'm feeling you here.
because I always watch straight porn, and I like to pretend I'm the guy. But so I could see how, as a kid, if I had been more, into sports, so then I could have, seen it with that. So
It's a very good comparison.
yeah,
I like
thank
that.
you. Appreciate it. And when you went to college, were you you came out at 20?
Came out, yes, at 20. So
And did you have boyfriends before that?
I would use the term boyfriends very loosely. Like, I never had like a traditional steady relationship. I liked boys,
Right.
and I thought they were interesting, but I never.
Very interesting.
Right? They were not. Let me take that back. I don't even know that I thought they were interesting. I think that it was what you did.
Right.
So there were certain boys that I thought were interesting, but
Right.
it never worked for me.
Right. And then when you got to college, was that when you were like, okay, I can come out now?
It wasn't even that simple. I ended up. I had an experience with a woman. I don't even think
In high school or?
in college.
In college.
My sophomore year of college, and
Was she an out lesbian or?
yeah.
So how did it come about?
So I was at her house, and I just knew that I really found her interesting.
Right.
Like, she was just so cool, and I don't know that I actually pieced it all together, but I think I had a crush not knowing I had
Right.
a crush. And then when we ended up hooking up, I was just like, this is why nothing made sense for 20 years. I was just
Totally.
like, but it still was not embracing it. I wasn't like, whoa, I'm a lesbian. Like, I was
Right.
like, that was weird.
Did you say you're bisexual?
But it was cool. No, like, I didn't say anything. I was
Okay.
just like,
All right.
that was really amazing, but like,
And did you guys have sex, or was it just making out?
no, we had sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was she like, did she think that because the first woman that I was with, I was like, I'm not gay. And we hooked up, shout outs to Angela. And she said, and she kind of ripped me out of the closet because I got to college, I went to all women's school, and she was like, are you gay? I'm like, no. And then we ended up hooking up. And then I was like, I think it was like 5 months later that I thought, okay, yes. Even though I knew
No, it took me that long too.
Yeah.
Like, every time I would go back in, like, this is like, the room would have to be dark.
Right.
I was not like, I was like, it's weird, you have boobs.
Right.
Like,
Totally.
so it was like a very contrasting feeling of like it really feeling good, but it being really weird.
Yes. And then could you talk to anyone about it, or were you totally in the closet?
I think I might have confided like in my roommate or somebody that was really super close to me on the team.
Was she supportive?
Yeah.
Good.
I
Good.
I don't really remember anybody, and I grew up in I was in college in the 90s. So
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it could have gone either way. Like I feel like now we're in a much more open world.
Totally.
And it could have gone either way. There's not really anybody in my life aside from my parents. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I know we're good now. Aside from my parents that had any issues with me. Everybody was super supportive,
That's
embracing,
awesome.
be who you want to be, including my brothers and sisters,
That's awesome.
which is, I think, amazing for that time and that era.
That's huge. When did you feel like you had to come out to your parents?
So this is actually a good story. My brothers and sisters were visiting me at college, so we were all in my apartment in college, and I had a gay flag on the back of my sticker because that's what you did back then. You're like, yes, you know, I'm proclaiming that I'm gay. And my brother, I hadn't told him yet, and he came upstairs, and this is how much he didn't even put two and two together.
Right.
He's like, Holly, why do you have a gay flag on the back of your car? Right?
That's gay.
Right in front of my parents. And I was like, and he said, I remember him looking at me going like, holy fuck, you're gay and I'm so sorry.
Right. So he realized it before you even said that you were gay. As he was saying it, he was like,
As it came out of his mouth, yes, he wished he could have taken it back. He knew he did it right in front of my parents.
Right.
And we're Catholic, so everybody was just like, okay, what's for dinner?
Yeah. Next.
Yeah. So I just remember that being a pivotal moment where I was just like,
So you guys are Catholic too. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
and I just remember thinking, how long do I want to, keep the charade going? Like, how long do I want to not talk about it with my parents? And they're kind of the last ones to know.
Right. And they're super religious.
Let's just say we were religious enough. Like now we're not.
Right.
Like now it's a much more loose, religious experience in my family. Like nobody goes to church, and I think my parents are just like, do whatever you want,
Great.
But as kids, yes. So I had my first basketball gig was in New Zealand. Halfway across the world, and that's when I decided to tell them. When I was on the other side of the world, that seemed like a very convenient time to talk about it.
So you just called them up and told them?
I emailed them.
Oh my God!
I was scared.
Well, of course, it's super frightening.
Yeah.
Did you have a girlfriend, or what made you, besides being in New Zealand, be like, now is the time I need to come out?
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that I had a serious girlfriend. It was just that I think it was the one piece in my life that I felt like I was lying about.
Yeah.
Like my parents.
Totally.
And I didn't want them to be the only ones not to officially know from me. So I felt compelled to tell them.
To shoot him an email.
Just shoot them an email. Exactly.
What was the subject of the email?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish so desperately that I could go back and see that email.
Like, what was that email?
Yeah.
Like, we need to talk.
Yeah.
I came out to my mom at a silent meditation retreat. So... also not the ideal time for me, not ideal time for her. We were at a silent...
She had a lot to meditate on after that, didn't she?
We were seriously, because we were at a silent meditation retreat at a silent lunch, and I was sitting across from her, and I was like, hey, Mom, I need to tell you something. And she was like, shh. And I was like, I gotta shh. And then I was like, since I've been at college, I've been dating women. And then I was like, shh, 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 shut it down, shut it down.
It's kind of the same story as mine, being across the world.
Because you want to put it out there and then be like...
Exactly. You got to have some distance. Actually, your story's really good. I like that.
Be like, now you deal with that. What did they email you back?
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was not. The funny thing is, they it's true to being Catholic, they sort of avoided that and were like, when you come home, do your own laundry and don't bring your dog. And it was like they found a way to be mad about everything but that. And then at the end, I think
that's interesting. So that's just super passive aggressive.
And then they were like, we just don't, we can't accept this.
Yeah.
Like, we can't feel okay about this.
Right. Did they say they would accept you in all areas but that? Or they like, as long as this is a part of your life, then we can't accept you?
Yeah, that was it. Not like don't come home. It's just like, like life will go on. It'll be the same. Like we're not disowning you. It's just like we really can't accept this.
Right.
We're not okay with that. And I mean, that was 20 years ago. Now to think about to think about them saying that, it seems so like another world.
Yeah, and I mean, I always try to picture what would it be like if you grow up where you're religious and you really believe something is wrong, or who knows. It's a very conflicting thing. So almost like the way they reacted to it now, they've come around too. So it's not like the end of the journey. When you come out, whatever your parents' reactions are, it's not like...
That's a really good point.
You know,
Things can change.
things can change.
And you know what? In fairness, just like you said, sometimes other people need a chance to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Like okay, fine. This is very different in your world, and it goes against everything that you believe. Like let's agree to disagree and
Right.
and still love each other.
Yep, 100%. And now, what do you think? Like the switch was? Did they gradually become more okay with it, or was it just like only recently? Or
I think it's been a gradual thing, and again. It's not something we talk about regularly. I think it's still a work in progress.
Totally.
Like my mom will mention my brother's girlfriend or
Right.
this stuff, and it won't really ask me who I'm dating. But in fairness, like I haven't had a serious girlfriend in like 10 years.
did you? Yeah, I want to ask about that. Did you? Because I loved how you said. Because you said it in a couple interviews. You were like, "I am completely single."
Yeah.
Which,
The word completely.
yeah,
It's out there, right?
Because I've said it before too, but I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm super single." Because like completely single to me, it's like not talking to anybody. Because a lot of times, we're like, "I'm single," but then completely single. But so, did you introduce them to the girlfriend you had 10 years ago? Have they ever met a
Oh
girlfriend?
yeah, they've met girlfriends, and now we talk about it. My mom will say like, "Oh my God, I love Lisa so much."
Of course,
So-
after you break up.
Yes.
Yeah, after you break up, they're the best. Whatever happened to da-da-da? That's my mom. I'm
Right.
like, I thought you didn't like them. She's like, I love them. Best thing to ever happen to you. I'm
Right.
like, motherfucker. What?
Exactly.
Yeah. So now she loves Lisa.
Yeah, which is great progress to be able to hear her say.
Right.
Like, I loved her so much. Can't you
Yeah,
date
that's
her?
huge.
Can't you date her again? I'm like, and like we're still really good friends. I actually
Right.
reference her in
Yes,
in that article.
the tattoos.
Yes.
Can we see the tattoo?
Yes, right here.
Oh, nice. So when her and Lisa get ready for the most lesbian thing.
There's a slight unlesbian angle to it, but keep going.
Okay, I can't wait to hear that because when they hold hands, the tattoos match up.
when we go hand to hand here. Yeah.
Lesbian
Look
power.
at that.
Yeah.
Lesbian powers activate.
Wait, so they
Form of.
What made you guys get those tattoos?
Oh, the non-lesbian part about this is
Yeah.
that we got this. Actually, this is probably more lesbian now that I'm mentioning
No
it.
matter what way you spin it, it's going to be super gay.
We got it after we broke up
Yep.
and became friends again. That's like the most lesbian.
that's the
thing
most
ever,
lesbian
right?
part of
I'm sorry,
it.
like I just realized it was coming out of my mouth. But I actually like that because I think a lot of people get tattoos they regret. Like
absolutely.
A girlfriend's name or something, and like we got this because. I don't regret a day with her. Like
That's
we had
incredible.
a very tumultuous relationship. We were up, we were down, we were together. We
For
grew
how long?
up 5 years.
5 years.
My longest relationship ever.
Yep.
And she's my best friend now.
Yeah.
And there's no like, oh my God, should we get back together? It's
Right.
none of that. It's like we really appreciate having had each other in each other's lives.
Yep.
And we appreciate being in each other's lives now.
100%.
And I think that's really important. And it's
huge.
I don't know that a lot of people can say that about exes, or if they don't, it's a nice thing to have.
It's beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, it can be, but have you dated other people that are uncomfortable with that friendship?
I've had one girl, but she never met her.
Right. That's the thing. Because
I think if you meet her and you get to see us
You can just
interact,
feel it.
you're just like, oh, you guys are
Totally.
fine. Like I
Right.
sleep in the same bed with her when I go visit her in
Right.
Atlanta. But like I had a girlfriend here that was like, fucking really?
Right.
So I get it.
Right. Of course. But
Right.
then when you see the people interact, then you're like, oh, yeah, you guys are cool.
Yeah.
No, so after her, that was 10 years ago that you guys were together?
Yeah.
And then, and also, what kind of girls do you like?
I truly do not have a type.
What?
I truly do not have a type. I like feminine women.
Yes.
That might be the only way I would say I would have a type. But I've dated so many different kinds of women. I'm moved by so many different things.
Totally.
I love passion.
Yes.
So
huge.
passion may resonate in humor. It may resonate in what you do. It
Yep.
could just be your perspective on life. It could have been your history.
Totally.
And for me, it's that chemical feeling that you can't deny.
Absolutely.
So if I would like limit myself to a type, I don't know if I would always be open to those experiences.
That's actually really smart because then it can help you find like a good person. Because a lot of times, like I've all been like, oh, I know what I want. But then it's like, all right, but I'm single right now. So do I really? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or it can. Dating is really tough.
It is, isn't it?
It's tough.
Are you single too?
Really recently. Yeah.
Right. I thought you were going to say really single.
I am really single, really recently. But I was in a relationship for a year.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I couldn't imagine 5 years and then like I've heard that it takes half the amount of time you're with the person to get over the person.
Oh, that means I'm just ready now.
Boom, there you go.
Who knew? I forgot about that formula.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I do think that that is definitely true. But like, it's easier said than done. Would you feel like, how would you go about meeting girls now? Would you go on Tinder?
Oh my God, you're not going to believe this.
Let's hear it.
So,
Craigslist. Holly exposed, unregulated.
so I
went on Craigslist one time.
No way.
Yeah.
Not recently. That had to be like 5 years ago.
Wait, it was 5 years ago. How did you know that?
I just know. That was the Craigslist era.
Okay.
No, wait. I read your ad.
Yeah.
So I was on Tinder and all those, and then I delete my profile immediately.
That's what I do too.
Yeah.
I would go on, and then I would get anxious, but also like I hate having to talk about what I'm up to. I don't like talking about it.
I think when you do it online, it's important that you go to in person immediately.
Yes.
Because otherwise you start to develop ideas about who the person is and maybe they're not. And then you're disappointed by an image that you created in your head or an idea.
100%.
But I did just go on Bumble.
Ooh, how's it working out?
It's been 2 days. I haven't deleted the account yet, so it could be gone tomorrow.
Everyone go get on Bumble quick so you can Bumble Holly. I don't know exactly.
I have no idea.
I don't know how exactly it works, but what about, so if like a woman wanted to get, for anyone that's like watching, listening, if someone wanted to like get your attention, would it be like should they like go to one of your classes and be cycling all sexily or like... What I don't even know what that would look like, but actually, you know what? Don't go cycle sexually. That'd probably look really fucking obnoxious.
I want to see what that looks like.
But like, what would be a way for someone to kind of like get on your radar?
I like confidence in any form. So I don't know if it could be in my class. It could be when I'm out. I just love someone that's super confident in everything that they do.
Yeah, and I feel like someone would need to be confident to be with someone that is as motivated as you are, because they'd have to be comfortable that your career is a huge priority.
Yeah.
Which can be tough.
I agree. And I think for me, I believe I'll find somebody who's just as passionate about their own thing.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's the way it's going to turn. Because I want to be inspired by what someone else does. And
totally.
Hopefully it's not in the fitness industry. I
was going to ask, would you date another instructor?
I immediately think to myself, no, because I just feel like it's like too much fitness.
Right.
Like, I don't want to talk about reps and weight. And like, I'd rather have somebody like is an amazing artist.
Right,
or
100%.
They're like a sommelier, like something like amazing. Yeah.
Now on your vision board, do you have a thing of like your perfect person? Because I saw that you've had a vision board for a long time.
Yeah.
So did you have a vision board? And if you don't know what a vision board is.
Dream board.
Dream board. Okay, dream board.
Yeah.
Because The Secret, they call it a vision board, I think. Did you have
really?
Have you seen The Secret?
Maybe years ago.
It's all about putting self-actualizing things into existence. So it seems like you had that before that even came out. You just like intrinsically knew
when I was a kid.
That's crazy.
I plastered my room with images of what I wanted for basketball, from the shoes I wanted to the players I admired to feelings. So when you walked in my room, like you could just feel it. It was just like it was energy.
That's amazing.
And it works.
Yeah, I believe it works too. So what is there up for like a woman now?
Like who's in my life now?
On the vision board, do you have like anything for like a woman's spot in there? Or?
There's just what I do for that is images that just strike me.
Totally.
Like, there's this one of this. Oh, this is an interesting story. I have this surfer girl. I just love surf culture, the natural beauty, the long hair, the nice bodies. And
you've designed workouts for surfers, right? Because that's
really good.
Thank you.
You've really done your homework.
Also, because I was surprised that you were in New York to do that too. Because you could have done that. I mean, you could teach that in like Miami, like.
Well, I surf in the summers in Montauk.
Okay, nice.
So I get to surf while I'm here, but I think through social media now, like you can still like get your image out there, and you can push a workout out everywhere. So I actually like the irony that I'm a New Yorker and I'm pushing a surf workout.
Right, it's cool
because surfing's a mentality.
Really?
I think so. There's a lot of freedom in it. There's a lot of let go in it. There's a lot of overcoming fear in it.
Yes.
And I think that sort of mentality can bleed into your whole life. You don't actually have to be a surfer to have that mentality or to want a surfer's body.
This is why you're the Tony Robbins of fitness. Yes, exactly. And fitness cycles into everything else.
Everything.
Too.
Your whole life.
I actually had it because now we have 5 minutes, so I wanted to ask this. So when you read also read the Go magazine article with Holly, it fills in some stuff that I'm jumping over because in it you talk about when you were in real estate for was it 6 years? 10 years?
Yeah.
Did you
like
have
that.
your vision board then?
No.
So that was...
That's not true. I did, but it had nothing to do with real estate.
Oh, interesting.
I wasn't happy.
Interesting.
You know, when I think through that, I started, like, I didn't know who I was because I was so lost in hating in what I did.
Well, you started wanting to do basketball when you were 6.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
young as shit.
And so to not know what I wanted to do for a period of time in my life was very disorienting.
It's really hard, but I think that's inspiring too because I had that right after I graduated college. I wanted to be an inventor and was totally lost. But to have that period of time where you don't know and then you pull through and then manifest your spiritual destiny. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
You had the vision board while in real estate, and then slowly that came to be.
Yeah.
And what was the Holly like? But when you were teaching when you're doing fitness before you went to Tony Robbins, then when you got back from Tony Robbins, like what was the fitness instructor Holly like pre Tony Robbins and post Tony Robbins?
Well, pre Tony Robbins, I wasn't even. Oh, you mean way back? So I was in fitness, I sold real estate, and then I came back.
Oh, okay.
But to answer that question, I was fresh out of professional basketball, and I had no idea how to be a coach.
Right.
I knew how to be a player. I couldn't see it in a way of helping people. I saw it as a means to an ends.
Right.
Like, this is what I've done my whole life. This is how I'm going to make money because this is the next step. But what was missing for me, which I wasn't used to, is that passion piece.
Totally.
Because I lived 20 years of living passionately.
Totally.
So when I went to Tony Robbins and I decided, this is so wrong, I need to go back to my roots, the thing that was different is that I was finally ready to use my whole life's journey to help people.
Right.
Not to make money, not to be a means to an ends, not for all these different things, but to actually help people.
And that's the key in finding that with what type of work you want to do.
Exactly.
So, which is tough. Does Tony Robbins know the effect he had on you? Right?
No way.
No.
Ironically, the girl that runs the fitness part, because there's this like little fitness part of what Tony does.
Oh, cool.
I'm in touch with her. Because I went in to talk to her afterwards and I said, listen, like, I'm going to do this.
That's awesome.
I'm going to start my fitness career. And she actually emailed me the other day and she was like, I can't fucking believe it. Like, you were like killing it.
You're doing it.
I remember the day you walked in and you said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. And she's like, you're doing it. But I would love to be able to sit in front of Tony Robbins and say, A, like, look how you impacted my life. But B, like, I'm actually modeling my career in a whole different arena after what you do.
For sure.
Because I don't want to use the same model. Like, I don't know that there's anyone else in the fitness industry who I'm, like, looking at saying I want that model. Like,
that's interesting.
I want to take his model.
Right.
Which is, I may start with the body, but it's so much more about the spirit and the mind.
I totally believe. Are you into, like, zodiac stuff?
Yeah.
What's your sign?
Taurus.
Okay, I'm a Sagittarius.
Yes.
I am 100% into because when I am more spiritually aligned, then I want to exercise better and work out. Even eating the pizza before, as discussed, I had 3 pieces, which was unusual. Yada yada. But it was because I was feeling like overwhelmed, not spiritually in tune, so I did that.
Yeah.
So do you incorporate like spirit when you do the fitness? Do you incorporate like meditation into it? Yeah.
So my spin classes at Flywheel is a practice.
Make sure to check that out.
Yes, is a practice of meditation and exercise. And I feel like it's one of the few places where you can actually have thought patterns that you're actually putting into motion.
Yes.
So you're thinking about something and then you're heading into like a high intensity movement. So it's almost cementing that thought into your body. So like for someone like you, and by the way, I'm in the process of writing a book.
Awesome.
Called The Joy Factor.
Cool.
And
Great
it's
name.
About bringing those things together. So for someone like you need to find a way to tune in your body to that spirit.
Right.
Because then it'll all click in and you'll get to a place where you can't have one without the other two.
Right. When
like
you pointed at me,
I feel
flexed.
Right.
Just so you know, when Holly pointed at me, I just flexed, even though you can't see it.
Do it again.
I'm shaking. All right.
We're
That's
getting
the
the
end of
wrap
it.
outside. I think there's a rodeo out there.
yeah. They're like, Emma's flexing. Cut it. So, in closing, what's the big thing that's up next? Is you're writing your book, teaching classes, and where can people like find you online? What's the best way to interact with you?
Instagram's great.
Awesome.
I'm a very visually inclined person, so I post not only stuff about workouts, but just, inspiration, nutrition.
Cool.
That's like my main go-to, but you can find me on Facebook too.
Awesome.
HollyRilinger.com. I'm sorry, Holly.life.
Holly.life.
Holly.life is my new
Awesome.
website, so you
Cool.
can find me on all those places.
Awesome.
And then hopefully season 2,
Yes.
Workout New York Bravo, we're discussing, so that could be
Yeah. When do you find out about that?
in the next 30 days.
Okay. Awesome. Fingers crossed for that. So this will probably come out before then. I don't know. Maybe tweet at Bravo. Let everyone know.
Yes.
If they don't have season 2, then we want Holly to have her own show so she can continue to represent. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Holly Life. Yeah.
Holly Life. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you
appreciate
so
it.
much. It was great talking to you.